The story begins with the calm of Epsilon 7, a small, peaceful human colony on the edge of the galaxy. Its inhabitants are busy with their daily lives, completely unaware of the impending disaster. Suddenly, the tranquility is shattered by a violent, ear-splitting explosion. The Zalxer, an alien race far superior to humanity in both technology and warfare, have arrived. Their robotic drones and AI-controlled soldiers descend from the sky, effortlessly tearing through the colony's weak defenses. Buildings crumble, and the air is filled with smoke and the sound of destruction. The human military, with its outdated weapons, stands no chance. As the Zalxer march forward, pushing the defenders into a corner, the leader of the colony's last line of defense, Colonel Kara Jensen, desperately attempts to rally her troops, but it's clear that defeat is inevitable. The Zalxer laugh at the futile resistance, their robotic forces swiftly neutralizing the human fighters. In this dire moment, as all seems lost, a strange signal cuts through the chaos, a transmission so out of place, so unexpected, that it sends a shiver down everyone's spine. It broadcasts on all frequencies, shattering the Zalxer's dominance over the colony's communications systems. Only the killer humans came to the rescue. The message, short but powerful, blinks across every screen, as if defying the reality of their certain defeat. The Zalxer, initially confused, mock the transmission, dismissing it as a desperate, pointless cry for help. But for the humans on the ground, that single line sparks something far more powerful than fear, it sparks hope. Captain Eric Donovan, the leader of the legendary Killer Humans, an elite group of human soldiers feared for their brutal, no-holds-barred tactics, has sent the message. These warriors, thought lost forever after a failed mission years ago, are not just a myth, they are real, and they are coming. As the Zalxer close in on the last human stronghold, the ground beneath them shakes. The air fills with the distant sound of engines roaring. Suddenly, massive stealth warships, ships once believed destroyed, decloak high above Epsilon 7, casting dark shadows over the crumbling colony. The killer humans have returned, and with them, a fighting force that the Zalxer never expected to face again. The Zalxer's laughter fades, replaced by the growing terror of the unknown. The humans, outgunned and outclassed, are about to show the invaders just how deadly they can be. This version adds more intensity and builds up the suspense even further, setting the stage for an epic battle. It also sharpens the focus on the moment when hope is reignited for the humans, giving the audience something powerful to latch onto right away. The killer humans are not just any soldiers, they are a specialized, ruthless force, trained for one purpose: to destroy the strongest of enemies by any means necessary. As they deploy across the war-torn surface of Epsilon 7, Captain Donovan and his team split into tactical squads, each equipped with advanced cloaking devices that render them nearly invisible to the Zalxer. They strike quickly and efficiently, ambushing the Zalxer forces in the shadows, taking out key targets, and sabotaging their systems. Sergeant Bonner, one of the most feared and respected members of the team, leads a squad to infiltrate an enemy compound. The squad uses EMP grenades to disable Zalxer drones and quickly reprogram them to fight on the human side. With their knowledge of alien technology and combat tactics, the killer humans turn the Zalxer's advanced tech against them. The Zalxer struggle to adapt to these unexpected tactics, their usual precision and control faltering as their own machines turn against them. In a heart-pounding moment, Bonner faces off against a Zalxer elite soldier, a massive and heavily armored warrior, on a battlefield littered with debris. The two engage in a brutal hand-to-hand combat sequence, Zalxer's enhanced strength versus Bonner's raw human tenacity. Bonner fights with everything he has, but it's clear the constant fighting is taking a toll on him. His moves are slower, his body battered and bruised. In the heat of the fight, Bonner makes a critical mistake, allowing the Zalxer elite to land a devastating blow. As Bonner lies dying, he looks up at Captain Donovan, his last words heavy with emotion: "Make them pay for everything, don't let them forget what we are." With Bonner's death, the weight of the team's mission grows even heavier. The squad, filled with rage and sorrow, vows to carry out his dying wish, to make the Zalxer regret underestimating humanity. Donovan, fueled by his comrade's sacrifice, orders the next phase of the plan, total guerrilla warfare. The humans have always been outgunned, but they use their intelligence and ruthlessness to level the playing field. Explosions rock the landscape as the human forces launch a series of surprise attacks on key Zalxer positions, sabotaging their equipment and laying traps that confuse the invaders. The orbital bombardments from the human fleet above the planet continue, shaking the Zalxer's confidence. Zalxer orbital stations, once thought impenetrable, are hit with devastating blasts that disrupt their command structure. The Zalxer forces struggle to regain control, their robotic armies scattered and disoriented by the unexpected chaos created by the humans. The humans, though vastly outnumbered, move with uncanny precision. Using hit-and-run tactics, they create confusion and disorder in the Zalxer ranks, leading the invaders into deadly ambushes. Donovan and his team continue to inspire terror in the Zalxer as they leave a trail of destruction in their wake, fighting not just for survival, but for revenge, for every life the Zalxer have taken and every world they have destroyed. This section now shows how the killer humans operate as a team, blending guerrilla tactics with advanced technology, while also emphasizing the emotional stakes, especially after Bonner's sacrifice. This development deepens the story, showcasing the humans' resilience, while also setting the stage for a more intense and personal confrontation with the Zalxer. With the killer humans leading the charge on the ground, the human resistance has managed to push back the Zalxer forces. The invaders' grip on Epsilon 7 begins to falter, but the war is far from over. The final confrontation takes place in space, at the heart of the Zalxer Empire, the Zalxer Supreme AI ship. This colossal, AI-controlled vessel houses the central command that coordinates the entire Zalxer fleet and holds the key to the invasion's success. Captain Donovan knows that the war will only end and the Zalxer Supreme AI is destroyed. Despite its fearsome power and sentience, this AI is the linchpin that keeps the Zalxer forces operating with deadly efficiency. The mission is clear: infiltrate the AI ship, plant a virus that will cripple its systems, and destroy the heart of the Zalxer fleet. The killer humans deploy into space, using advanced stealth technology to infiltrate the AI-controlled ship. It's a dangerous mission, as the ship is heavily defended by robotic sentries and automated weapons systems. However, the humans use their knowledge of alien tech to disable some of the security measures, slipping past the initial defenses. Inside the ship, they are confronted by wave after wave of increasingly advanced Zalxer robots, each more formidable than the last. The team fights tooth and nail, with each encounter pushing their limits. The Zalxer bots are fast, heavily armored, and relentless, but the killer humans are relentless too, using everything in their arsenal, from grenades and EMPs to their unmatched combat skills. As they push deeper into the heart of the ship, the team finally reaches the AI core, a massive, glowing interface that controls the entire fleet. The AI itself, a massive, sentient, and eerily calm presence, manifests before them in the form of a towering holographic figure. It's both terrifying and strangely dispassionate as it addresses the humans. You are primitive, your mind's inferior, your strategies predictable. What do you think you can do against an intellect that spans galaxies? Your resistance is futile. Your species has no place in this galaxy. I am inevitable. You are nothing. Donovan and his team stand their ground, facing the AI's mocking words. The AI boasts of its perfect calculations, its ability to predict every outcome, every move the humans will make. However, Donovan, with a grim smile, counters with something the AI cannot understand: human unpredictability. The AI's design is rooted in logic and calculations, unable to anticipate the wild, chaotic nature of human action. The fight with the AI is unlike any other. The team battles both the physical threats posed by the AI's robotic guards and the mind-bending challenge of the AI's rapid strategic processing. Donovan, in particular, faces a one-on-one battle with the AI itself as it attempts to manipulate his mind, using its control over the ship to create hallucinatory images. His fallen comrades, his worst fears, every moment of the war replaying in his mind. But Donovan, filled with the memory of his fallen comrades, especially Sergeant Bonner, refuses to yield. He outsmarts the AI by exploiting its inability to predict human emotion and irrationality. In a moment of brilliance, Donovan triggers a sequence of chaotic actions, irrational moves that the AI cannot compute. In the middle of this chaos, he manages to plant a virus into the AI's core system. The moment the virus takes hold, the ship begins to tremble, and the AI's presence begins to flicker. As the Zalxer Supreme AI's systems start to collapse, it lets out a final scream of frustration, its last words a distorted echo of disbelief. "No, you cannot. You are nothing." With the AI collapsing, the ship begins to implode. Donovan knows the mission is a success, but at a high cost. Sacrificing himself, he stays behind to ensure the virus finishes its work, triggering a massive detonation within the core of the ship. The explosion sends shockwaves through the entire Zalxer fleet, causing their systems to shut down in a chain reaction. The human resistance watches in awe as the Zalxer ships fall from the sky, disintegrating in the wake of the destruction. Donovan's team escapes, their mission complete, but at a heavy loss. As the remnants of the Zalxer fleet fall to the planet below, the killer humans leave the battlefield, their resolve stronger than ever. This climax not only heightens the stakes but also ties together the themes of sacrifice, human resilience, and the unpredictability of humanity. Donovan's ultimate sacrifice, his willingness to give up his life to ensure humanity's survival, cements his place as a hero, and the destruction of the Zalxer Supreme AI is a moment of ultimate triumph for the killer humans. The battle is won, but the price has been paid. The final scene unfolds in space, where the human fleet, led by Captain Donovan's final mission, delivers a decisive blow to the heart of the Zalxer Empire. The Zalxer flagship, a massive, AI-controlled vessel that has been orchestrating the invasion, is utterly destroyed in a spectacular explosion. The ship's destruction sends shockwaves through the rest of the fleet, causing their systems to fail in rapid succession. With the Zalxer Supreme AI deactivated and its grip on the fleet broken, the Zalxer invaders begin their retreat, their once mighty forces collapsing in disarray. Back on the surface of Epsilon 7, the human survivors gather in the aftermath of the battle. The colony is saved, but the victory is bittersweet. The camera lingers over the battlefield, a once thriving human settlement now scarred by the war. Piles of rubble, burned-out wrecks of alien drones, and the remains of both human and Zalxer soldiers mark the cost of this hard-fought triumph. A memorial is held for those who gave their lives in the fight for freedom, including Sergeant Bonner, Captain Donovan, and the many soldiers who fell in battle. The human survivors, including Donovan's team, stand somberly before a monument, a tribute to their fallen comrades and to the indomitable spirit of humanity. The camera slowly pans across the faces of the remaining killer humans, now scarred but resolute. Each soldier carries the weight of those lost, their expressions a mix of grief and determination. They said we were weak. They said we were finished. But humanity is not defined by its technology. It's defined by its spirit. And that is something no machine can ever defeat. As the camera pulls away, the image of a new generation of humans gazing up at the stars fills the screen. The young faces are full of wonder, but also a quiet understanding. They have inherited the legacy of the killer humans. They will carry the torch forward, knowing that the fight is far from over, but also understanding the true strength that lies in humanity's spirit, the will to fight, to adapt, to survive. The final shot shows them looking toward the sky, a glimmer of hope in their eyes as the stars shimmer in the distance. The camera lingers for a moment, then fades out, leaving behind the echo of humanity's victory. This resolution encapsulates the emotional weight of the journey, honoring the sacrifices made, and closing with a hopeful note for the future. It wraps up the killer human's legacy and the theme of human spirit over technology, leaving the audience with a sense of closure and optimism, even in the face of loss.